Mark, where is the politics more complex? Here in the United States, in the UK and Europe, or in EM, in your world?
You know, it's getting very simple in China, as you can see. You know, you get one man in charge. Maybe we should have that in other parts of the world.
You want a dictatorship elsewhere? Looking at EM at the moment, the signs around growth positive, the performance positive. It was a year when the president's agenda was meant to drown out emerging market assets. It hasn't happened. Were you set up that way?
Well, you know, the interesting thing is that you've got the U.S. growth coming back up, of course, because of the floods and all the rest of that. But emerging markets are still powering ahead. China and India growing at 6–7%. It's quite remarkable. We didn't expect that to be lasting so long, particularly in China.
Mark, what struck me and others is that we've had a rate hike cycle, a very gradual, shallow rate hike path, but it exists, and yet EM is still grinded higher. And we can bring that chart up for our viewers here on the Bloomberg terminal. This is basically the MSCI Emerging Market Index, one that you, I'm sure, know and love, and then it's going higher as rates go higher as well. What do you make of that?
Well, what I've been trying to tell people for a long time now is that don't depend on interest rates to determine what is going to happen to the markets, because there is absolutely no correlation over a long period of time. Of course, in certain periods, you know, there is this rate hike coming and people get scared and they sell the market, but it doesn't happen all the time. So we have to be very careful to conclude that just because rates are going up, emerging markets or markets in general are going to be in trouble.
I guess one thing that's been really beneficial is this relative stability in treasuries, and a US dollar that's actually been weaker when many people expected it to get stronger as well. The Fed hikes seem to be a side story. The epicenter of this bid for EM seems to be treasuries and a weaker dollar. Does that continue? Does it need to continue for you to be bullish?
Yes, you're going to see a much stronger emerging market currencies. And of course, we've already seen a lot of movement up from the bottom, but we think that's going to continue.